Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive into some seriously cool archaeology?
I am always ready for that.
Today we're talking about how cutting-edge tech, like, stuff from space, is being used to uncover Maya secrets.
It really is a game changer.
Huge game changer. And speaking of game changers, did you hear about that NASA and archaeology from space shindig in Huntsville?
Oh, yeah, the symposium. It was buzzing, let me tell you. A real testament to how this field is taking off.
Right. Like, everyone's psyched about the possibilities, and for good reason. We're talking about finding lost cities in the jungle.
Hidden for centuries.
Yeah, buried under a canopy of trees. Yeah. Think dense jungle in Campeche, Mexico. That's where this incredible discovery went down.
You're talking about the lidar work.
Yep, lidar. It's like this.
Right.
Lasers shoot from space.
Well, not exactly from space, but close enough.
Okay. From a plane or whatever, but still. Lasers mapping the terrain. It's mind-blowing.
It is pretty incredible. The level of detail lidar provides is amazing. It can see through the dense jungle canopy, revealing features that would be impossible to spot from the ground.
Exactly. And in this case, it uncovered a network of Maya settlements, totally unknown until now.
Lost to time.
Lost to time, exactly. So let's talk about this discovery in Calakmul. We're talking late and terminal classic periods, right? So roughly 600 to 1000 CE. Now, we always picture those classic Maya cities, huge pyramids, sprawling plazas. But this LiDAR data tells a different story.
It does. It really challenges our assumptions.
Right, because these settlements were tucked away in a pretty rough environment.
We're talking wetlands, rocky terrain, not exactly prime real estate for those massive cities. We call those areas bajos, and they're not exactly known for their agricultural productivity.
So not exactly the place you'd expect to find, well, much of anything thriving, right?
Exactly. And that's what makes this discovery so exciting. It shows the Maya weren't just masters of the rainforest.
They were masters of adaptation.
100%. They thrived in these tougher regions too, which really adds a new layer to our understanding of their civilization.
A plot twist. You never know what you'll find hidden in the jungle. So what were these settlements like? Spill the tea. What did LiDAR reveal about how they lived?
Well, even though they were smaller and more spread out, these settlements were still carefully planned. We're talking plazas, pyramid constructions.
Really, pyramids?
Yeah.
Even in these smaller settlements.
Yeah. They might not have been as massive as the ones we're used to seeing, but they were definitely there.
That's so cool. And it's not just the structures themselves, right? They had systems in place, infrastructure. Like, how did they manage water in a place that's basically a swamp?
Well, that's the thing. They were incredibly resourceful. LiDAR revealed evidence of a sophisticated water drainage system.
No way. So they were manipulating their environment, engineering solutions to these challenges.
They were. They weren't just surviving, they were thriving, which tells us these weren't just random settlements.
More like well-planned, sustainable communities.
Exactly.
Man, that's incredible, designing intricate water systems in that kind of terrain. These Maya were on another level.
Talk about architectural and engineering geniuses. I know, right? It really paints a different picture of their civilization, a much more nuanced one. It shows us that they were incredibly adaptable and resilient.
Not just a one-size-fits-all civilization.
Absolutely not. The Maya were diverse and dynamic, capable of adapting and innovating to thrive in all sorts of environments. And that, my friend, is a story we need to hear.
Okay, so we've got these smaller Maya settlements tucked away, ingeniously designed, thriving in a place that, honestly, doesn't seem like the easiest place to live. But what were their lives actually like? Did LiDAR reveal any, juicy details?
Oh, absolutely. It gets even more interesting. For instance, these settlements weren't completely cut off. They weren't just these little islands out there in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Okay.
LiDAR picked up what appear to be ancient causeways.
Like roads.
Yeah, raised roads, almost like highways connecting these settlements.
Oh, really?
Yep, linking them to each other and potentially even to those larger, more well-known Maya centers.
So even in these tougher environments, they were still plugged into those broader networks.
Exactly. It shows that the Maya world wasn't just a bunch of isolated cities, each doing their own thing. They were interconnected, interdependent.
Like a real web of interactions.
Yeah.
Trade, culture, you name it. Like a massive ancient civilization.
Exactly. That's what makes this discovery so important. It's like finding a missing piece of a giant puzzle, and suddenly we see the whole picture with more clarity.
That's amazing. It really highlights the power of LiDAR, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it allows us to see things that have been hidden for centuries. Do you think LiDAR could help us find even more out there?
Oh, without a doubt.
Like, What if there are even older settlements hidden beneath the jungle canopy, just waiting to be discovered?
That's definitely a possibility.
That would be wild, unlocking even more mysteries.
And don't forget about those satellite images we touched on earlier. They play a crucial role, too.
Right. We got so caught up in the lidar thing, we almost forgot about the whole eyes in the sky aspect.
Hmm.
So back to the satellites. How do they add to the story? It's not just like archaeologists have a giant Google Maps, right? They can see more than just roads and buildings.
Oh, way more. We're talking about images that can detect subtle differences in the soil?
So they can see underground.
In a way, yes. For example, these images might reveal the outlines of buried structures, roads, even agricultural features that have long since been reclaimed by the jungle. It's pretty remarkable.
Wow, so even after centuries, the jungle can't erase everything. It's like these technologies are giving us superpowers, X-ray vision for archaeologists.
It's pretty close, and with the Maya, these images have helped uncover things like ancient agricultural terraces and water management systems that would be nearly impossible to spot just by walking through the jungle.
More evidence that they were masters of their environment, adapting, innovating, not letting a little thing like a jungle slow them down.
Exactly. They worked with nature, not against it. It's a valuable lesson, especially now.
Right. With all the environmental challenges we're facing today, we can learn a thing or two from the Maya and their sustainable practices.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, let's be real. For a sec, finding lost cities and ancient pyramids from space is cool and all, but like, how does it actually help us in a practical sense?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, we can't hop in a time machine and be like, hey, Maya, tell us your secrets for like, dealing with climate change.
Right.
But by looking at how they lived, especially in these tougher environments, we can maybe pick up some tips.
Absolutely. They thrived for centuries, so they must have been doing something right.
Exactly. They figured out how to make it work. And understanding that relationship with their environment could be incredibly valuable for us today.
It's about recognizing that they saw the world a little differently. They didn't try to dominate nature. They lived in harmony with it.
And that's something we've kind of forgotten, haven't we?
In a way, yes. We often try to engineer our way out of problems, and while technology is important, sometimes we need to look back to those ancient practices.
So it's not about copying their solutions exactly, but more about understanding their mindset, right?
Exactly. Like, take their water management systems, for example. They didn't have concrete and steel. They used their knowledge of the land, of natural cycles. They were in tune with their environment.
They were incredible problem solvers, that's for sure. And their story isn't all sunshine and roses, right? They face challenges too.
Of course. We see how environmental pressures, political instability, all these things played a role in their history.
It's a reminder that even the most advanced societies are vulnerable. Their story is both inspiring and, well, a bit of a warning, isn't it?
Definitely. The past isn't just about digging up cool artifacts. It's about understanding ourselves, our place in the world. It's about learning from the successes and failures of those who came before us.
Okay, deep thoughts for Wednesday. We've covered a lot of ground here today, from lasers in the sky to lost cities to some pretty big questions about civilization and the future.
It's been quite a journey, and it just goes to show that space archaeology isn't just about the past, it's about the present and the future, too.
It really makes you wonder, what else is out there, hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered?
The possibilities are endless. It's a thrilling time to be exploring the past.
Excellent.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. The next time you look up at the night sky, remember, up there, beyond those twinkling stars, are the tools helping us rewrite history. It's been a blast exploring with you all today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. See you next time.